Global expertise from San Fran to China. We are core consultants, not your average miner. DSC and Darbanel confined to the house. And so now we bring you core from the couch.
Hello, I'm Lara Smith from Core Consultants. I'm sitting here on my sofa in Tel Aviv under lockdown, and I'm joined by Alex Holmes, who is in Canada right now. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Lara. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How's the situation there?
Well, it's different to be self-isolating, that's for sure. But I think we're doing our part.
Your mine's in Peru, so are you normally working from home or you're normally in Peru?
Not normally working from home. I'm Vancouver-based in Canada, and we have an office in Lima, and our project is in the southeastern part of Peru. So normally I spend a lot of time back and forth to Peru.
So Plateau Energy Metals is an interesting company. It's advancing both a uranium and a lithium project right now, right?
That's correct. Yes. We made a discovery of our lithium project a little over 2 years ago now, and advanced it through 2 resource studies and then into a preliminary economic assessment that we released about 2 months ago. And I think the really exciting thing from our perspective, outside of being part of what we really see as a big macro trend in the electric revolution, if you will, is this is a first for Peru lithium project, and we were able to demonstrate a project that through phased expansion could scale up and be a very considerable producer of lithium chemicals in the future. And we've been working in the country for about 15 years, and we've had tremendous government support and community support. And we actually started life in Peru with our uranium project that over a period of about 10 years, we grew, ultimately took to a preliminary economic assessment that was completed in 2016. The uranium market's been a little more challenging in terms of from a commodity perspective. However, we are really excited about the prospects of that project, and I think that what's happened in the last little while in the uranium market is starting to shape up to be that structural change that people were looking for, because uranium is for nuclear reactors is a great source of green energy, and we're going to need more baseload, stable, clean energy as we electrify the world.
Yeah. Well, uranium, I mean, last I checked, it's about $29, $30. I mean, it's not back up to the $50, $60, which a lot of the producers need, but it still has increased, whereas oil during this time has completely plummeted. What do you make of that?
It's true. Yeah, it's been trailing up this year, absolutely, in the spot market. It's definitely an offtake market. We haven't seen a whole lot of long-term offtake contracts signed, although there was one in Japan about 4 months ago, a 7-year contract. We've had projects coming offline, being shut down by Cameco, partly COVID-19 related, and it sounds like those shutdowns will last a little bit longer. And they have obligations to deliver uranium, and as a result, they're buying in the spot market. And so that has all started to help percolate and bubble up that spot market a bit.
And lithium, do you expect lithium to come back? It's also taken a bit of a wobbly, and it's been quite volatile recently. But now with COVID-19, I think quite a lot of the battery supply chain has been disrupted. Do you think this could bode well? Do you think this could have a positive outlook for lithium?
Yeah, I think what COVID has identified is the reliance of the supply chain on 1 or 2 countries, and that presents a bit of it definitely presents a bottleneck and a risk, a problem. We see that the biggest growth area for electric vehicles is coming out of the European markets, and they're building their battery ecosystem now. And I think that most of, if not all of the tier 1 batteries today, the ones the OEMs in Germany will use, are coming out of Japan and Korea. And so the prices there on contracts have been relatively more or less stable. They haven't been as volatile as, say, the spot market in China, which is quite a small market. But there's still transactions happening at $10,000 and $12,000 per ton of lithium chemicals for those tier 1 batteries. So I think that One thing that we have seen out of COVID is we've seen a big reduction in pollution globally. And I think that a large driving force of the desire to have electric vehicles is to reduce pollution. And that's from a consumer behavior perspective. I think we all generally want to be able to breathe cleaner air. And so I think that what we've seen is supply chain risk. I think we've seen the projects themselves being stalled or held up for other reasons prior to COVID-19. And I think this is all building up towards something that's going to be quite positive for lithium over the next few years.
I was actually speaking to another lithium junior company the other day, and he said something very interesting. He said, now that we've had this experience of the world being shut down, the positive side is that we've all started breathing in cleaner air. So we see the benefit of that. So potentially that could kickstart the desire to have electric vehicles and a battery economy. And the flip side of that, of course, is that the oil price is so low. So the question is there now incentive to go back to using the internal combustion engine, and that to see how those dynamics play out over the next while should be quite interesting to watch those trends.
Yes. Yeah, no, I would agree. I think it's, we have two things really pushing this change. One is the government regulations to reduce emissions, and that is forcing the change to have electric vehicle options. And then the other change is the technological change, where we're seeing economies of scale come into play, really driving down those costs of batteries, which enables OEMs, car companies, to have batteries as a lower cost component of their overall vehicle. And that will really help drive down the cost that a consumer can go into to buy a car. And I think ultimately that will help. If you've got low oil prices, low cost to fill up a car, and you offset that against the life cycle ownership of the car, as well as battery costs coming down, resulting in lower retail prices. I think that'll be sort of a double whammy, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just getting back to your operation, Plateau Energy Metals. So you've had your private placement, congratulations, in a time when
Thank you.
Yeah, liquidity is not as great as it probably was, and a lot of other projects have stalled. So what's next? Are you able to continue right now? Have you had to put the brakes on because of COVID? What's the timeline?
Well, we're definitely, managing our capital more restrictively. So we've cut costs where we can in certain areas, and corporate head office costs we've cut quite considerably. In Peru right now, Peru's on a lockdown as well. So there's not work happening at the project site today, although we have our geologic team up there currently. So for 2020, as we see our way through where we are today, there'll probably be more technical work happening offsite as it relates to processing and metallurgy, and then anything on site is going to be probably more utilizing our existing team to go out and prospect and identify additional areas for potential growth. It'll be less significant advancements in the project because we are trying to manage the capital to navigate through these difficult, challenging times that we're all faced with.
Yeah. So you're a buyer in this market. You could potentially see yourself investing in more deposits.
Well, I think we'll probably focus on our two projects for now. I think we have two very large projects. We have other showings of uranium on the uranium side of the project, and more extensions for lithium. I don't necessarily think we need to make our existing deposits bigger. I think what we need to do is make what we have better, and that's really about effectively refining the engineering and the processing to improve what we already think are solid projects.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I think that it's really important during these times to try to remain positive. Look for where we're going, not what we're in. And I know that our team is obviously keen to get back to work, but we're we're looking to respect the situation we're in and think outside the box as we navigate this and ultimately move the projects forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Alex. Stay safe.
Yeah. Thank you, Lara. Take care.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.